Right, we're breaking up. It's done. We're over.
We're getting divorced. Sorry. You
It's not
guys,
happening.
we're going to have to go to court and figure out who gets custody of you guys as our children.
No, so Jack's done us the wonderful job of getting injured once again. I'm so surprised. So he's going to be doing what, upper?
Yeah, so I'll be training upper because I flared up my knee doing my last leg day. I haven't trained it since. It's coming along nicely, but this is one of those situations where it's just not worth one session's worth of growth or content to potentially piss this off even more.
All muscle loss, mate. You're going to be so small.
Yeah, so my quads have disappeared. That's why I'm wearing baggy joggers, because they've just gone, mate.
And I've got legs. Sound.
Well, you don't actually physically, but you might at the end of this session.
Fuck's sake.
Right. Hello, welcome to Cambridge, somewhere in Cambridge. I don't really know where we are. I never know where I am. That's part of the fun of being me. We're at the Coach Fitness. Thank you, cameraman. And we're here to train some upper. Now the session and the layout of this session is probably gonna have a little play around. Usually I'd start off with some kind of lateral, move into some pressing, back work, then finish with arms. We're gonna see what kit's available. We're gonna see what takes my fancy. Ultimately, when I am training somewhere else, I'm gonna be a little bit more flexible. I'm gonna kind of be a bit auto-regulative with the sets, the reps, the exercises I'm doing. But we're gonna get strong, we're gonna build some muscle, and if you wanna know what to do below the belt, hit up Luke. All right, machine lateral raise. Not a common machine you get, but when you get one, embrace it, hold on to it with both hands, put the AirPod down. This little bad boy, he's lonely down there. This little bad boy here is what's called the axis of rotation. You don't need to know that. It's a fancy way of saying basically this stays the same while everything moves around that. You see that? Yeah? Think about a lateral raise. What thing is staying the same while everything else moves around it? Well, if you get out of the machine, your shoulder stays in the same position, right? This is where the rotation occurs. So obviously, to make sure that you're nicely aligned with the machine, to make sure you're getting everything out of it and you're not injuring yourself, you line up your shoulder with that bad boy. Usually it's in front of you, so it's easier to see. If you struggle with lining it up, use a mirror, film it, easy peasy, enjoy. If you're doing partial reps on a set, the intention should be to get a full rep at the end, right? If I drop this down, and let's say that you hit failure and you can't get all the way up, you don't then just arbitrarily start throwing it around. The partial reps at the end of a set, if you're gonna do them, should be coming up as far as you can. Let's say that's all you've got. You're actively trying to get higher, but you can't. Then you come back down. You don't throw it around. Keep that tempo the same. God, my delts hurt right now. And focus on trying to get as high up as you can. Again, don't just have a quality set, really, really good, and then just start doing this shit. Don't just start flapping your wings, it's pointless. All right, next up, we've got some kind of front delt press. This is one of the most basic examples of prioritization within a program, there we go. So obviously, the more sets that you do deeper into a workout, the more fatigued you are, the harder over time that becomes to progress, because you've got all those sets beforehand that you've also got to progress. So pretty basic way of thinking, whatever you want to focus on most, as long as it doesn't take away from the rest of your session, do that first. For me, overhead pressing was something that I didn't do for a while because of some shoulder issues. And now that I've added it back in, it shows in my physique that my front delts aren't quite as well developed as they could be. So might as well embrace it, give this a run. If you're doing your own programming at home, doing an upper or a push day and you're not sure what to prioritize, you could always do one rotation where you have that front delt press first and another where you have a more horizontal or less inclined version. This is still a warm up, don't get excited. A few things to note there. I only did 2 reps. As I'm warming up, I don't need to do that many reps. The machine is already telling me which way to move. It's something that I've done a few sets on before, so I'm already pretty comfortable with the pattern of the movement. It's just now getting my nervous system used to the load. So just a rep or 2, just so I feel, okay, I can register how heavy that is and go up. If you're trying to get strong at your pressing, make sure that you're also using your legs, okay? You don't need to have excessive leg drive, but planting them and pushing them into the floor, making sure your upper back is digging into the seat as well, is going to allow you to be more stable. Your nervous system will let you be stronger, and who doesn't want to be stronger? Write that down. Oh, that's a blood pressure PR, that is. Overhead pressing and not feeling like you're gonna fall over. Do not go hand in hand. Euthanize me, please. You seeing this? You seeing this guy? You seeing this guy? It's a rare piece. Rare piece. Here we are at Le Coach Gym with a rare piece. At Le Coach Gym. At Le Coach Gym with a rare piece. God, I wish I was getting paid to say that. Convergent chest press up next. If you're trying to have less of a shit chest like me, for those of you who are paying attention, you'll notice that I said I had shit delts, and now I'm saying I've got a shit chest. I've got to shit everything, basically, is the thing you're going to see here throughout this whole upper session. If we're trying to target that chest in a press, which a lot of us are doing, right? The more range of motion across the pec that we get, the longer we're challenging that chest for, and the more challenge we put across the chest, the more we challenge it, the more it's likely to give in first. Whatever gives in first is essentially what we're training the most, right? The weakest link. So if we have a press that's nice and converging, where we're getting a more range of motion, just as I said, what a smart guy. If we have a convergent chest press, it makes sense to use it. Doesn't mean they're always superior. Life's not that black and white, it rarely is. But if you get on well with it, if you like it, throw it in your plan. Particularly, like I said, towards the start, it's gonna be a good idea. I don't know if this is a top set. We'll find out together. Isn't this beautiful? It's like a little journey that we're going on together. It's so sweet. Key thing here is make sure that you set this within a range of motion that you're comfortable with. You'll notice this is just into my passive ROM, so I do need to get it into a comfortable position, but I'm already warm, shoulders feeling good, everything's feeling pretty yummy. I'm also a little bit lazy today. Don't tell anyone I said that. So yeah, this range of motion for me today is gonna be golden. This better move fucking quick. Oh wait, that was not the handle I was using. Oh my days. Right. Oh, fucking hell. Woo. Right, regain my composure. Probably gonna look very red off of that, that's yummy. Key to maintaining a good amount of intensity on your lifts, in my opinion, is going into them fairly controlled, fairly calm, breathing through the reps. Only get pissed off and stubborn and hardcore and broy when the set gets hard. If you go into like a set of 12 from the first rep, like, yeah, I'm here to fuck shit up, you're gonna run out of steam, you're gonna run out of breath, you're gonna get sick of the song that you're listening to, you're gonna fucking pass out. So only kick in with the intensity, dig in your heels, get more stubborn as the set gets harder. Imagine someone is trying to push you over, right? The more force they apply, the more you dig in your heels. You don't just dig in your heels from the get-go or you're gonna fall forward, okay? That's the analogy of the day, fuck it, we'll go with that, why not? I'm so sorry about your addiction, I hope you get cured. This guy's addicted to lactic acid, fuck. This guy's addicted to spewing his words. Apparently it's me today, but he's infected me. If for whatever reason, either of these sessions make you want to give us money, we are both full-time online coaches. Yes, we do it for a living, surprising, I know. If you go to our Instagrams, he's Lactic Addict Luke. Yes, it's a mouthful. I don't control his name. I'm JackArcherCoaching, head of Team Archer, founder of Team Archer, let's go. And yeah, that's where we coach people. If you want to know more details, we both have bios and stuff, but you probably don't care because you don't want to get whammed, so sucks to be you, buddy.
Got all the
do you want me to plug the pod?
Yeah.
The podcast is free to listen to, but if you want to, you can pay. We'll allow that. Do we take donations?
Yeah, OnlyFans I think is the right place to go, yeah.
Well, our OnlyFans is also free.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck, we could be earning serious
We're doing the
moolah
world a
from that.
service, mate. We're good people.
Awful choice, mate. No
What are you
muscle
chatting?
build.
What are you saying?
Said awful choice, no muscle built.
It's true, because I'm not having to stabilize it myself. There's no muscle, isn't that right, Luke? It's the chest pad, kills the gains.
Yeah, it actually does steal all of your gains. It's like, yeah, mate, I'm gonna get bigger from your work
Yeah.
while you try and recruit as much force as possible.
You see, the issue is, right, strength isn't governed by physics, it's governed by hormones.
Fuck off.
This is why Luke is short. He lacks in certain hormones, don't you, mate?
HGH, mate.
Yeah, in particular,
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting a prescription?
I don't think it works at this age, mate. I've been the same height for about 4 years.
Yeah, actually.
Right, stop talking to me. I'm trying to focus, bro.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
You do one plate.
No,
Don't take it off.
I was,
trust me.
really?
Yeah, take it off. Do one plate. I can't wait for this.
How badly is this gonna go? I didn't even think, I genuinely, like, I wasn't like, oh, Mr. Two Plates. I just genuinely I don't know what happened. Oh, shit. Oh, you're a pussy. All right, it's more than I thought, but it's not crazy. This is where training out of your usual gym is a little bit annoying because it's hard for me to gauge how difficult this is gonna be. Now, if you're in an environment where you don't really know how strong you are, I'm gonna come off this, it's killing my feet. Best thing to do is be cautious, undershoot. Worst case scenario, you just do a high rep set and you don't get injured. Don't be like me, don't get injured. It's not fun. Or be like me and get injured. Maybe it is fun, who knows? Anyway, I think we'll do 2.5 on this 50 kilo. If anyone wants to come and challenge this lift, not this plus 10 kilo, it is at the Coach Fitness in Cambridge. I love the Coach Fitness and they don't have my family hostage, I'm kidding. People are gonna think I'm sponsored, I wish I was. The only thing I'm sponsored by is like my own companies. And even then, I don't know if you call that sponsored, that's more just owning a company. Like, I'm sponsored by my coaching. Like, I feel like there's 2 people that I pay as Team Archer, myself and fucking HMRC. They take such a pricks. Don't pay taxes. This is what we should, okay, we're in the wrong business, hear me out. We should be tax givers. We should tax people. That's what we should do. Go up to someone, anyone.
Should we be a tax taker?
Taxed. Yeah, sure, a tax man.
Yeah.
Luke, you owe me tax.
They have people for that, mate.
No, but like, they pay us.
You really think they want fat and short to be tax collectors?
Yes, fat and short.
They're like, oi, mate,
Who is
pay
it?
us tax or I will jab you with this trend.
I'm not paying tax.
Free trend, yeah.
Who was it that called us Mario and Luigi? Funny because I'm the red one and you're the green one.
I wish I was as tall as Luigi though.
I got called Ginger the other day in the gym. This guy came up to me and we were talking about facial hair. We were on the cardio together and he was like, oh yeah, you know when you're ginger, this doesn't show. And I was like, I was so caught off guard by being called Ginger, I just kind of went with it.
When?
Like 2 weeks ago.
No, when did I ask?
That's not even scripted. That was too perfect. When? Fuck off. Yeah.
Do a fucking set, you lazy prick.
All right.
Am I spotting you?
You can do. I need my straps.
Oh.
If you're doing back work, wear wrist straps, right? Which is bigger? This or all of this? Unless you're a fucking weirdo, your back is bigger. It's gonna be stronger. I don't care if you're a rock climber, you guys can fuck off. Same issue. Train your back, twats. If you've spent any amount of time on social media, you'll get some weird comments. TikTok, YouTube Shorts is the worst for it, bruv. If you wanna have a laugh, go to my YouTube short on cable flies, self-promo, and there's some interesting comments down there. I made a response ages back when I had a lot less muscle. Oh yeah. Anyway, T-bar row. It's called that because it was invented by Mr. T at a bar, and it's a row. That shouldn't need explaining, mate. Oh, that was not quite failure. I could feel that I couldn't quite reach the bottom rack. Is that right? No playing around with that. I'll probably drop down to 2 plates, give it a go, see how that feels. That felt all right, probably a little bit too heavy to get a lot of sensation out of, but that's fine. You also got to bear in mind, it's the first time I've done this thing specifically, so my skill, my ability to get a lot out of this movement and also to perform well isn't going to be that high. That's not a cope for me being weak, because it's probably not going to get much better than that, but my ability to feel and maybe control a bit better, brace, shit like that will come through as I do this more, which I won't, because I'm just here for like a day. But if I were here more, I would get better. And this would be like 10 plates. It would be. Probably by next week, leave that in. Leave that in. You chat shit, you get slapped. Yeah, exactly, mate. That's gonna be empty. They're gonna have to buy a new one. Nath, get a new rack. I'm coming back. And I'm gonna feel this fucker. That's so not true, so not true. Up next, we've got leg extensions with Luke. Just because we're gonna see what I can get away with. So as I mentioned, I twanged my knee. Tomorrow's quite a busy work day, this bad boy here. Tomorrow's quite a busy work day. It would normally be legs. I might do part of a leg day. The thing is, right, just because I can't challenge leg extension doesn't mean I can't train the rest of my legs. Adductors, calves, abs, any like delt and bicep work that I've got on that day, any hamstring work, potentially, depends. It's still knee movement. Any of that shit I can still do. So I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna do leg extensions. I think I should be fine. I talk to a physiotherapist a lot. He's helping me work through the knee issues. Highly recommend working with a physio. Even if you are a coach, injury expertise is not our expertise. Anyway, we're gonna see what we can do with leg extension wise, get that ticked off. And then tomorrow we'll either do part of a leg day or completely rest, depending on my workload and how bad the knee feels. One leg session could make this injury 3, 4, 5 times worse. One leg session isn't gonna give me 3, 4, 5 times much more growth, right? Very easy equation to make, so I'm not gonna do it. And after the legs, we'll continue on to back archer. And then we will do perhaps some more side delts, and then almost certainly some arms, and perhaps some abdominals. Luke's a fucking slow coach, way pun intended. So we'll see how long he takes. But yeah, go from there. Enjoy. Leg extension, we're doing it on a Kaiser machine, which uses gas. So you can adjust it like Luke's doing with the handles. Quite cool. Oh dear, did you put too much on?
No, I upped it as I was going upwards, and it was like the most painfully eccentric I've ever done in my life.
Oh. It's quite cool though, because it's easy to do drop sets. You can do like me and Luke were talking about, where you load up heavier on the eccentric where you've got more strength, and then drop back on the concentric where you've got less strength. Oh. Luke's gonna do 3 sets, I imagine.
No, mate, 2 sets.
2 sets.
2 sets. You can only do 2 sets. If you do more than 2 sets, all your tissue gone, mate. Like your legs.
Fat. I can call him that because we're business partners.
Your BMI is definitely higher than mine.
It's 31, yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know, 1 point over obese. Were you extending at the hips a little?
Yeah.
Rec fem.
Rec fem ting.
Ooh, that's evil on my fucking tendon.
Jack's performing it awfully. He's going to build no muscle like that, honestly, mate. Sorry, Mr. Milo Wolf, but these are quite a good exercise.
Yeah, that's jokes. The reason that Kaiser's quite nice is the benefits we mentioned before, but the fact that you can, how do I word this? The profile is very even, and you can sort of tweak it on the fly. If you've ever used a leg extension and it doesn't feel very fluid, you know exactly what I'm on about. It's kind of like, right, because it's pressure, it's kind of like if someone went up to your leg extension and started pushing down on it the entire time. It's really nice. I'm gonna do 1 set because I want to be cautious. As long as I'm not bending at the knee too much knee flexion, this should be fine. With sets like this where you have an injury, like don't commit to a set. Like if halfway through this starts to hurt, fuck it off. Just fuck it off. Like it's pointless doing an extra rep. Every rep could be potentially more damage, ow. So we want to bear that in mind. Luke's also going to use a seatbelt because he's a pussy, doesn't like building muscle. Right, here we are. Lat focus pull down. This is pretty generic programming, right? It's quite trendy at the minute to split your back training between more upper back or just general back focus work and then something specifically lat. Do you need to do that? Psh, Don't need to do anything, mate. Fucking hell. It's also pretty common to split the work that you're doing between rows and pull downs. If you're not really that fussed about specific back development in terms of improving a particular area, like myself, my back's pretty decent, not to toot my own horn, although it's still shit, but oh well. If you're trying to develop a good general back, different grip angles, different angles of pull from overhead or horizontally is generally a good idea. Do you need to do it? No, don't need to do anything, like I said. Why am I doing this? Because I get on with it. If there was something else that felt nicer, would I lose sleep over doing that? No. If there was another somewhat similar T-bar that I wanted to do, or something very similar to a T-bar that I wanted to do, I'd go and do that. Ultimately, it doesn't make a huge difference for myself. Again, like I said though, if you're listening to this and you are someone who wants to grow your lats, focus on your upper back, or focus on your lower back, your mid back, anything like that, then the program is going to change ever so slightly. Similar to like, if you've got a pretty good chest, you're probably not going to be too fussed about the angles you train it from. It's all up to you, innit? Pasta versus rice. You got to pick one. You're going to eat pasta or you're going to eat rice. Either way, someone's going to ask why you're eating that. And they're going to say, you're eating pasta, why aren't you eating rice? And you'll say, because I picked pasta. And then if you eat rice, they'll say, hang on, you were eating pasta, now you're eating rice, why the change? It's the same thing. Hopefully that analogy works. Pasta versus rice. It's a good one, I like that one. Here I'm thinking chest up, trying my best to strap in, but it's difficult. Trying to keep my elbows out and forward, in front of me. Don't hold your shoulder blades down, there's just no need. You can shrug at the top to get a bit more stretch too. Ah, fucking hell. That last rep was a little bit sticky. When you have reps that kind of stick a little bit, if you're like me and you get short of breath, mathematic by the way, fun fact, I know I'm fucking built to fall into dust. If you're short of breath when you're lifting, taking small little breaths, as long as you don't take too many and pass out, can help a lot. Very common for long paused squats to kind of have this controlled but explosive breath in and out, just so that you don't start to freak out and build a bunch of tension and pressure in your head just from holding your breath for too long. It also kind of helps me, like on a concentric, usually a breathe out makes me feel a little bit more explosive. It's quite a common thing. So kind of where you hit that sticking point, just letting some breath out and kind of trying to get a bit of acceleration almost going and help a bit psychologically, but give it a go. Everyone has little quirks to their training. Maybe you try it, you think I'm God's gift to coaching. Maybe you try it, you think I'm full of shit. Either way, you've gained nothing, you've lost nothing. You know, the world keeps on turning. Here at the Coach Fitness in Cambridge. If you're ever in Cambridge, come down to the Coach Fitness. And if you're ever in the Coach Fitness, you're in Cambridge. You join me setting up for some Kaiser tricep dip. Why Kaiser? Feels nice, okay? Get off my back. Here I'm trying to make this a little bit more tricep focused. I'm gonna try and keep my chest nice and upright, try and keep that chest involvement out of it that you usually get when you're leant over. Thing is though, I do need to bear in mind joint comfort and making sure I'm happy here. I'm gonna try and grip the very ends of the machine to get that elbow nice and far from my hand. If you've got weight in your hand and your elbow is far away from it, and you're doing a pressing movement, you're gonna get a lot of tricep out of it. So yeah, there's not much else to add. We're just gonna crack on, mate. Fucking hell. Range of motion's not the greatest on this. I was kind of hitting the stoppers a little bit there. Internal feel is pretty nice. Main complaint is these handles are really small. I was trying to find the loop grips. There's a fat grips. And if I can get out, I was trying to get the fat grips, increase the surface area there, which decreases the pressure. I don't think you'll be able to see, but my hands are quite roughed up from that. If you've got a press and it's putting a lot of pressure through your hands, get some fat grips going. When you first get on a piece of kit, it's very common to move in a way that feels fine for you, but isn't necessarily the best way of performing that motion, right? There's a million different grips and styles and setups I could have on this machine that don't hurt me, but I want the one that's gonna be the most tricep dominant. So I can watch this back and see how it goes. I can see, did I train to failure? Was there adequate tempo? Was I don't know, like losing my bracing? Was anything off, basically? So the exact same thing that I would do with client form footage, I'm doing to myself. and basically holding myself accountable. Because if you think about it, right, training someone else, the most famous version of that is personal training. Personal training, when are they with you? In the gym. Why? Because that's the most important time for building muscle, for getting in shape. So if you're training on your own, or even if I'm training with Luke, but Luke's off doing his own thing, right? I want to see how my training is going. So I'm gonna watch this back, review this, do a couple more sets, and based on how happy I am with this, adjust if I need to. That felt okay. I was looking in the mirror, seemed okay. We'll watch it back. Maybe a little bit more that I could give for reps in the tank. So I'll probably keep the load the same and try and match reps or get very close to. Dumbbell hammer curl, nothing too fancy. I do this one arm at a time because it feels nice. And I use my free hand on the bench just to support myself. For me, biceps is something that I always struggle to connect with. So the less I have to think about, the more stable I am, the more I can just focus on purely training my bicep. Right, so that was upper. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that I definitely probably did. I'm gonna break the illusion. I'm filming this beforehand, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. But film this beforehand. Hopefully you like the upper. If you want to check out my other YouTube video, it's pull. That's all I've got at the minute. Head over to the gram, JackArcherCoaching, you know the drill. And I am here with Luke. He's just off camera. I don't know if we're going to pan to him. There he is. He's just off camera. He's training legs. So if you want to see his leg session, go and watch that. But it's shit and it's boring and he hasn't even done it yet. And I know it's dead. So yeah, subscribe, follow, listen to the podcast. If you want coaching, either one of us. He's the blue version of me and a little bit shorter. Actually, no, green. Sorry, he's green. Together we're blue. The colors are confusing. Subscribe.